another extended recognition time later in the ceremony. But many of you who have kept up with the news recently know that a very important part of this city is moving out. It's going somewhere else. Somebody else, some other community is going to gain this man. But we still have him with us. And he is being an incredible supporter of our community, not just our community. We are always surprised as Africans when we find that he loves Cambodians just as much as he loves Americans. You know, what's up with that? Come on, just love Africans. But that's not him, he loves everybody. And he's been just amazing to us all of these years. But I'm not that qualified to introduce him and honor him tonight. The African Cultural Association has a special thing that we want to present to him. And I'd like to invite a person more qualified than I am to do that. And that's the man who is being the coordinator of the 2006 festival and the coordinator of the planning committee, Mr. Fru Nkimbeng, please.
Thank you very much, Robert, for that eloquent presentation. I don't know if I will have pleasure for me to welcome all of you here tonight to celebrate, to dance, to rejoice, and also to to be part of this wonderful community. There are so many people in this community that have made us and that have welcomed us and made us feel at home. The person I am going to, that we as the African community have decided to honor tonight, has done a lot to make all of us feel that this is our home, that Lowell is home away from home. He not only says it, but he talks the talk, walks the walk. He has been to our churches, he has been to our functions, and today is testimony that he is always with us. So, Chief, it is quite an honor for me on behalf of the African community, and especially the African Cultural Association, which is an umbrella association that unites Africans, that we honor you for your relentless effort to make us feel at home. So this is just a little token of our appreciation. It is not much, but we read it what it says. It says, a taste of Africa, presented to Ed F. Davis III, Lowell Police Superintendent, in recognition and appreciation for your relentless pursuit of diversity and inclusiveness to the Lowell community. We thank you, the board and members of the African Cultural Association. November 10th, 2006. As if that's not enough, Chief, it comes with a box. I don't really know what's in this box, but I'm curious to see it.
Fru and Cecilia and Robert, who I've worked with in the past, and Cecilia and Jerry too, who's hosting this tonight. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your kindness here this evening. I did very little. I just asked for help, and when I did, you were all there to come in the door of the police department. We opened the doors up, and that's exactly what community policing is all about. And so, to take the time to honor me this way is really touching. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you and with this community. The African people are professional people. They're educated people. They believe in a work ethic. It has been an honor to work with you and to see you come to this country and succeed the way that you have. And that's evidenced especially when Fru traveled with us down to Washington and met people from the highest levels of the Justice Department to talk to them about what we were doing here in the city. That program has been replicated across the country, and Fru's name and the name of all the African immigrants who are here in Lowell especially has been known widely across the country. So I want to say thank you to him and to all of you who's worked with us. And I will take these beautiful pieces and put them in my new office down in Boston, so that people in Boston will understand my commitment to this community and to community policing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So that's the first part. You know, I don't know what the powers that we are still to start this night, formally, but we've just been blessed by the presence of one of the most important personalities that we invited tonight. He's right here, and we think that it is not our culture to keep our important guests waiting. So we've decided that we are just going to give him the floor somehow for him to tell us exactly what he has as a message. Ladies and gentlemen, I am far away. I came from Minnesota, so this is a land that is well known by somebody else, and I would like to give the microphone to Tata Fru Kimber, thanks to whose invitation we have this important guest here with us tonight. He's going to do the introduction, and then we would continue to listen to the things as they unfold. So let me have the presence of Tata Fru Kimber here.
Thank you very much, President. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and you are welcome to Makuda America Convention. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to Makuda America a true friend of the African, the Cameroonians, and in particular the Mankan people at this special occasion. I say in particular the Mankan people because Commissioner Ed Davis welcomed His Royal Highness King Nwafo III in 2002 when he visited Lowell. So without taking much of your time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you someone who is a member of our community, a friend that we can trust, and he's going to give us a little talk. Receive him with open arms and warm heart.
Good evening. Good evening, and thank you so very much. It's a real honor to be here, and I'd like to welcome Makuda America to the city of Boston. And on behalf of Mayor Thomas Menino and the Boston Police Department, I want you to have a great time in our city. There are a lot of fantastic things for you to see, and to experience here in the city of Boston, and we welcome you with open arms. I've been very lucky to be acquainted with through Kembe and the Cameroonian people in the city of Lowell, which is about 30 miles north of here, for the last probably 8 or 9 years. And I've had an opportunity to learn about your culture and to travel a little bit with Fru. I was in Washington with him not too long ago, and he's taken me to some great African restaurants and places where we've met people from Cameroon. We've had an opportunity to talk about the differences in culture. And all I can say is I've seen the Cameroonian people to be a very peaceful and wonderful group. And I know that you're here tonight to have a party, and the last thing I'm going to do is give you a long speech. And so I just want to take a minute to say thank you for your good citizenship, thank you for your presence here in the city of Boston. I want you to thoroughly enjoy yourself while you're here. And I've been so impressed with Fru and the relatives and friends and members of the Cameroonian population in Lowell, that it is a great pleasure and an honor to be able to welcome you here tonight. Enjoy yourself, enjoy Boston, and best of luck. Thank you.
Who, through their volunteerism, their activism, their compassion, their determination, and ingenuity, have made a tremendous difference in the lives of countless community members living in our area. People, infants, children, families, senior citizens, veterans, new immigrants, and so many others. These are the people who typically work behind the scenes, yet they affect great change. They are the social engineers that we are paying homage to. I would like to take just one moment to acknowledge several of the local heroes from past Local Heroes events who are here with us tonight. And this includes Rita O'Brien D., Laura Smith, Wayne Hayes, Jermaine Vigiant Trudell, David Malone, Lowell's Chief of Police, Ed Davis, the tireless Ava Fasoulis, Michael Kendrick, Joe Tucker, Tom Conway, and Ed and Barbara Flanagan. Now, I would like to introduce Community Teamwork's Executive Director, Karen Frederick.
Thank you, Sharon, and welcome all of you. I welcome you to this wonderful evening. It's one of our favorites at Community Teamwork. along with our senior management team. We have a number of elected officials here tonight to honor all of you heroes, and I'd like to let you know who they are. We have Senator Sue Tucker, Senator Steve Kandiotakis will be joining us, Representative Gina Selly, Representative Colin Gary, from the Dracut Selectmen, Chairman Jack DiTilio, candidate for Dracut Selectmen, John Zimmerman. You've met Sharon Shelton, and I just want to take a moment to thank Sharon for the hard work she put into this event. It's a terrific event with all of the things going on tonight. We thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Sharon. Tonight, you're going to hear about heroes in our communities who are working every day to make our communities, our Commonwealth, and our world a better place to live. It is really an honor for community teamwork to recognize our 2004 local heroes this evening.
And to make the next presentation is Lowell Police Chief Ed Davis.
Good evening. Reverend Malone said he'd say bad things to the man upstairs if I wasn't quick here. So I'm going to try to be very brief. But it is important to speak a bit about the person we're honoring tonight. Let me first take a minute to thank Karen Frederick and Bill and the rest of the staff here for the great relationship we've had over the last 10 years. It was 10 years ago that I became police chief here, and I look out and see Wayne Hayes and the partners that I've had over the last 10 years in helping make this community safe. It really is a partnership and a joint effort. And CTI has played a major role in that, and I want to thank them very much for the work that they've done in making the city safe. "10 years, this is a strange and wonderful job. I can tell you a brief story. Later on tonight, around the 7th inning, when everybody's getting into their comfortable slippers and getting ready to go to bed, I will be putting my boots on to go back out to the command post to see if anybody wants to throw bottles at me tonight. And that's the bad part of the job. And hopefully that won't happen, and we'll have a nice quiet night and everybody will celebrate nicely. But the good part of the job is what I'm able to do up here tonight in recognizing Fru Kembang for the work that he's done over the past 3 years with the Lowell Police Department. He has been vital in working with us. It started out with a very simple meeting. The meeting was about racial profiling, something that we're concerned about and something that we want to work through. And Fru came to the table and sat with us, sat across the table from police officers, and had a very contentious conversation about this issue. But when they left the table, everybody understood better. Both sides of that table understood better what the role of the police was, how they're trained, what we tell them to do to be involved in these difficult situations like we've just seen in Boston. And we also got a chance, the line level police officers got a chance to hear from Fru and from other members of his community and other communities here in the city about what it's like to come here to a new land and to encounter police officials that operate very differently from the government officials that they have encountered in the countries that they come from. So there was learning that was accomplished there. And some of that learning has led to better training for our officers. Our officers know that customs in other countries are different from our customs. People getting out of the car, for instance, and walking back to the police cruiser. In Cameroon and in Liberia, these are actions of respect for the police. We had never heard that before Kim and his partners came in and spoke to us about this. So what would have been conceived by the police as an aggressive act, we were able to train the police and explain to them that that may not be an aggressive act, that may be just someone who was used to doing that in the country that they came from. That type of information, that type of exchange, that type of conversation saves lives. And I can thank Fru for making that possible. I can thank Fru for making my job much easier. He has trained police officers from all over this country now, from cities like Houston and San Diego. They come here to the city to learn about this Race Relations Council that we have. It's been funded by the Justice Department, and Fru has come to Washington with me and met with higher-ranking Justice Department officials. They have offered this training up, or this advisory council up, as a model in the nation, and it's because of the hard work that Fru did. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate what he's done. I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart as a police official here in the city, and I want to thank you all for coming here and honoring him tonight. Thank you for.
Good evening. I think I know almost everyone here, and almost everyone here knows me, at least in sight. So without going through the trouble of reintroducing myself, I would like to simply state that I am a Cameroonian by birth, but a Lowellian by choice. Without underrating the much larger debate that is out there, I don't know if this makes me pro-choice or pro-life. But then, can I be both? I think I am. I love Cameroon, I love Lowell. On a more serious note, let me say that I am honored and very humbled to have been chosen to receive this award. While growing up as a young man, my parents taught me 3 unforgettable lessons. First, that my culture is my identity. Secondly, that I should never forget those who have given me a supporting hand along this journey of life. And lastly, that I should always give thanks to the Lord our God. For all the people here present and out there who have inspired me, taught me, encouraged me, supported me, and worked with me over the years, I am proud to receive this award. You are the real heroes, and I receive this award today for all of you. For many of us immigrants, Lowell has opened its heart and provided us with a home away from home. I would like to thank the wonderful people of Lowell for their hospitality, their friendship, and generosity. Special thank you to Reverend Pastor David Malone for his encouragement and spiritual guidance he has given me over the years. For my Christian brothers and sisters at the Elliott Presbyterian Church, you are a blessing to my family and me. Your love and prayers have sustained us through the years. Thank you for turning out to share this very special day with me. I would like to say a special thank you to the Police Superintendent at Davis III. And the officers of the Lowell Police Department for working with us through the Lowell Police Race Relations Council to promote understanding and foster peaceful relations with members of the African community. If we feel at home here in Lowell, it is primarily because the people of Lowell have welcomed us and accepted us for who we are. Over the years in the cultural development of Lowell, from time to time, we do try to share some aspect of our rich culture and diverse cultural experiences with the people of Lowell. I can proudly say that Lowell is the only city in the state, and possibly in all of New England, that to boast of an annual African festival and a local TV program called the African Hour on LTC television. It is an honor for me to recognize some of the leaders in the African community here present tonight. Ms. Anne Sewole, who is the president of the Cameroonians of Lowell Association. Mr. Robert Omoyeni, who is the president of the Nigerian Association of the Merrimack Valley. Mr. Gordon Ham, who is the vice president of the Ghanaian Association. And the dream behind the African Festival. Ms. Cecilia Okafor, who is the executive director of the African Assistance Center. To members of the Cameroonian community in Lowell, thank you for working in the true spirit of Cameroonian sons and daughters to upkeep our proud heritage. You are the pride of our ancestors, our kings, our parents, our children, and those yet to be born. Through the libraries and the archives of the city of Lowell, they will read that in May of 2002, you brought one of Cameroon's greatest king, King Angwafo III, to Lowell. They will see the transatlantic ties that will grow between Bamenda and Lowell, sister cities, that came into being in June 2002 through your vision, dedication, and mutual understanding. I want to thank all my friends and relatives who have traveled from afar and near to share this love with me. I am very blessed to be your friend. Behind every hero, there is a heroic family. I would like to thank my lovely wife, Kimbe, and my children, Manka and Anya and Kimben, for their love and support. They are my daily inspiration. It is 24 hours unconditional love that I get from them every day that invigorates and energizes me to make the contribution that I have been able to make in the Lowell community. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, CTI, for bestowing this very important honor on me. I will continue to do my best to live up to your expectation. May God bless.
I'd like to introduce a former local hero himself, a leader and activist in the African and Greater Lowell community, Fru Kimbang.
Good evening. I'd like to make it very short. One thing is clear about all our local heroes. They give more for the greater good of our community. They expect less from the community for what they do. Please join me and to give a hand to community teamwork for honoring our local hero. Thank you. I have known and worked with Boa Tucker for over 15 years in Lowell. Boa is a co-founder and a board member of the African Cultural Association. Boa has played an integral role in building the infrastructure for the immigrant community of Lowell to communicate effectively, to better understand cross-cultural misperception, to educate the larger community, to increase overall respect, trust, and acceptance of the African immigrant in Lowell. Boa's community service transcends racial and ethnic barriers, which include serving as a member of board of director for Merrimack Valley Housing Partnership, steering committee member for Community Outreach and Partnership Center. BOA has more than earned a wider recognition for his significant contribution to enhancing the quality of life through enhancing equitable relationships for all. He is highly respected and valued by many. Jim Weil, the Executive Director of Merrimack Valley Housing Partnership, has this to say about BOA. BOA has been a board member of the Merrimack Valley Housing Partnership for several years. He is smart, compassionate, and reliable. We have the pleasure of working with the Gear Up organization in speaking for the parent of 9 graders in several schools in Lowell. BOA understands and believes in our mission of promoting responsible homes, ownership opportunity for low and moderate income earners. I am honored to have him serve on our board. Every exchange with BOA is a pleasant one. Congratulations, BOA. Local Hero Awards presented to BOA Turker for distinguished service to the Greater Lowell community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You know, this is actually my lucky month. Earlier this month, I celebrated my birthday. Tonight, I'm receiving the most coveted award for community service in the Greater Lowell area. And now all I need is to win the megabucks so I can give it to Karen, Frederick, and all the wonderful people who work for CTI. By the way, especially thank all the members of the African Cultural Association who have relentlessly tried to drag me into everything that they do. Even though I try to resist, they never give me the opportunity to. So having said all that, I'm very gratified for this honor, and I thank you.
Our next award, it's my pleasure to introduce one of Community Teamwork's former local heroes. He's also Project Gear Up Director at UMass Lowell's Center for Family, Work, and Community. Please welcome BOA Tucker.
Thank you very much, Karen. It's my honor to be here tonight to honor a very respectable individual and his congregation. Mr. Fruin Kimbeck, who is a very good friend of mine, called me up to nominate the church, for which I was extremely honored to do. And while Fru is not here tonight, I am honored to represent him in honoring this group. We've seen basically throughout history the important role religion plays in every society and every culture. And so it is not uncommon for people who come to the United States to want to practice their religious faith. And for anyone who is familiar with the African community, you will see that we always refer to the different churches as the Ghanaian church, the Liberian church, the Kenyan church, the Sierra Leonean church. But what is very special about what Pastor Jeremiah Manyonga and his congregation has done is to transform those boundaries which have created divisions between the Africans in Lowell. And so about 15 years ago, Pastor Jerry had this vision to start a church that would combine people from every country in Africa. And so he started the Christ Jubilee International. And I would say he is truly a visionary leader. Over the last 15 years, he's been able to increasingly increase the congregation of his church to the extent where they've actually expanded it to Worcester and also to Lynn. Pastor Jerry has a very long track record of doing social justice and providing services for those who are disenfranchised. But not only that, he has touched the lives of many people in Lowell, individuals and families, to seek their religious faith. And so it is an honor for me to be here to recognize a man whom I have the utmost respect for, a man who, when I think of Helen Keller, the obstacles that she overcame in her life, I think of Pastor Jerry, because it wasn't an easy task to start a church and be able to get a flock that actually follows you. But when Helen Keller was asked how she was able to overcome her challenges, in spite of the fact that she was deaf and blind, she said she had a vision. She said, "It is better to have a vision than to see." Some people can see, but they have no vision. And so Pastor Jerry has a vision, and it is my honor to recognize you and your congregation as a local hero for the work that you have done in our community.
Thank you so much. I almost said, praise the Lord. All right, like one of the local heroes said earlier, we work for God. And so when you receive an award like this, you say to God be the glory, amen? I'd like to recognize the church. We have a proverb from Africa which says, if spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion. And I have Christ Jubilee here. First of all, let me begin with my family. Mother, Famada, can you please stand? Let us see you. My daughter, please remain standing. My daughter and my son, JB and Maya, please stand. We also have our pastors. Please stand, pastors, Christ Jubilee. We also have our board members, members of the Board of Trustees, please stand. Then we also have the congregation. Congregation, can you please stand wherever you may be? I want to be thankful to the great city of Lowell. In order for great things to happen, you have to have the proper environment. And I believe that Lowell is the right environment for immigrants. I came here exactly about 11 years ago, and I worked with the city of Lowell for 10 years. And I want to thank them because when the proper time came, they felt it was time for me to pay attention to the church. And so currently I work full-time at the church. We've got a big dream. And the dream is not human, it comes from God. The dream is that we want to have an impact on our community. We don't just want to be immigrants, we want to be able to do something. And because of that, we have this great facility that God has given us. And the facility is to be used to do a lot of things, not just for the immigrant community, but also for all people in Lowell. Thank you so much, CTI, because I believe that I'm not able to define the word hero. I don't know what it means, but I believe it means that you do something that others see. And because of that, you were able to recognize us. Sharon, you did a great job. Thank you so much. But this award to the members of Christ Jubilee is a mandate. It's a mandate that we've just started the work. I think a great American fighter once said, I have not yet begun to fight. And so this is just the beginning for us. We have a lot of programs to initiate. We have a lot of things to do, whether it is in Lowell, whether it is in Worcester, whether it is in Lane. People or the immigrant community, especially from Africa, are depending upon us. If we've been able to do what we've done so far by God's grace, we can do more. The Bible says if you imagine it, you can do it. Thank you so much.
Lowell Telecommunications Corporation.
award is for the Channel 8 Show of the Year. We fudged it a little bit because it's actually a series of shows that were done by Fru Kembang. He produced a handful of shows over the last year, and he invited dignitaries from Southern Cameroon into our studios, and the topics were the Southern Cameroonian independence, political warfare, atrocities. No topic. I mean, the topics were intense, and there's trouble there, and there's still trouble there. We have sort of a tagline here at LTC. We like to say that LTC is the voice of Lowell around the world. Well, not only were we the voice around the world, but because of Fru gave the Southern Cameroonians a voice around the world as well. When we did one of the early shows from Studio A, we went live. It was during the day. We went live. We had these very important dignitaries in, and we also went live on Facebook for the first time for us, doing two live experiences at once. Well, the video, which was live on Facebook, had over 78,000 views, and was shared over, yeah, it's amazing. It was shared over 2,700 times. A day or so later, we took the recorded version of the file because it was a little higher quality, and we uploaded that. Again, it had, I don't know, thousands of views again. Over on YouTube, the videos were seen again around the world with the same incredibly high numbers. So I'm pretty sure that those numbers are an all-time record for LTC. So you all should know that even though we're a small, little, local community media television station, there's proof right there that we can have a huge impact across the world. So for giving the Southern Cameroonians and the worldwide diaspora a voice, we award Fru Kembang his series, Channel 8 Show of the Year.
Thank you very much. Good evening. There is a lot to like about Lowell. Besides being what I call the UN of cities, there is Lowell telecommunication. If you want to visit the 7 continents of the world, spend 7 days in Lowell. My name is Fru Kembang. I was born in Bamenda, Southern Cameroon. Bamenda is the economic capital of Southern Cameroon. I have volunteered for Lowell Telecommunication since 1999. I have served on the board for close to 10 years. I facilitated the establishment of a transatlantic sister city relationship between Bamenda and the city of Lowell in November 2002. I want to acknowledge the good people of Lowell and the city council for unanimously voting to condemn the atrocities in the Southern Cameroon. And it's the only city so far around the world that has done that. I am very humble and grateful for the wonderful job that Lowell Telecommunication does. Special thanks to my friend Dan Toomey and to Wendy
Lom, the executive director, whose name is a household in the southern Cameroon because of the TV program. I am humbled by this award. LTC has provided a platform and for me to educate the world about the crisis in the southern Cameroon. I would be remiss not to acknowledge my good friend, John McDonnell, and the City Life show. A huge thanks to the Cameroonians and friends of Southern Cameroon. Lastly, but not the least, I want to thank my lovely wife, sitting here with my son, Fru Kimbeng, for supporting me all along. I gladly receive this prestigious award for all those who seek peace, justice, and liberation for Southern Cameroon. Thank you very much. I have this plaque here, which it says Federal Republic of Ambazonian seal. Victory is ours. Ambazonia is our land. Southern Cameroon, New England, hereby presents Lowell Telecommunication, LTC, with this award in recognition for your relentless efforts to inform and educate the public of the human rights abuse and killings in Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. This day, May 17, 2018. Check of $200. They say, dear LTC staff, we the Southern Cameroon community of New England thank you for supporting our struggle. Lowell Telecommunication has helped a lot to educate the world about the human rights abuse and the genocide in the Southern Cameroon. We acknowledge with sincere appreciation your precious time covering the panel discussion, March for Peace and fundraiser events to sensitize, inform, and educate the world about the plight of the Southern Cameroons. The people of Southern Cameroon and Ambazonia will never forget your commitment to support for their struggle. Please keep up the good work. When the Republic of Cameroon, French Cameroon, celebrated its 50th anniversary, the UN Secretary General came to Cameroon because there are two Cameroons that the French Cameroon has actually unjustly annexed the English-speaking Cameroon. So at that 50th anniversary, this is the UN Secretary of State, which brought two maps. One is for the French Cameroon and one is for the English Cameroon, and gave to the president of the French Cameroon, and with his chronological events. So they presented this to LTC, and I just framed it. So thank you.
And unfortunately, several of the people who were here are now in prison in Cameroon, who were just remarkable people who were interviewed here just a few months ago. And I hope that Professor Ngang is safe when he goes around back to Africa, because they are just amazing people. So thank you so much. We just love you.